guys, so I'm finally here with my review and demo of the new Fitglow Conceal Plus concealers. So the range currently sits at 5 different shades, C1 through C5, which ranges from fair to I would say to like maybe like a deep tan. It's not the deepest color, and the shade range is pretty small right now. I'm hoping that it expands into different undertones and deeper shades and things like that, because I think it's pretty neutral. C3 and C2 are what works best for me, which you'll see. So what I'm going to do first is quickly swatch them, and I figured I would swatch them sort of like on the side of my cheek right here, because I thought that would be better than, you know, like a hand swatch or something like that. It'd be more accurate to give you a better idea of maybe which color would work for you, knowing what my skin tone is and which swatch works best on me. So I'm going to do some swatches right here, but first let's just talk about them really quickly. They are not a vegan formula. They do have beeswax in them, but they are castor seed oil, beeswax, grape seed oil, jojoba, Carnauba wax, plant elastin, vitamin K, liposome, radish root, ferment, caffeine, green tea extract, and then licorice roots. It's got a full coverage formula. I use this as concealer when I do use it. Sometimes I will put some stuff underneath, which I'll talk about what I did today, but it's a full coverage concealer. You can definitely use it as a foundation. I've done it a ton of times. And it is made to diminish the look of blemishes, pigmentations, and fine lines, while leaving the skin stronger and smoother. So the plant elastin moisturizes and restores cell structure to smooth skin and improve the appearance of fine lines. Vitamin K diminishes dark circles under the eyes and redness by improving conditions in the delicate system of the skin. Licorice root gently brightens and soothes the skin by fading darkness and preventing further sun damage and pigmentation. And then the green tea is a powerful antioxidant to protect against free radical damage and minimize the appearance of sun damage. So it's not just a concealer, it's also skincare. It works to better your skin, to make your skin look better, to heal it and brighten it and smooth it. I absolutely just love the formula. The coverage is beautiful. It just makes the skin look so dewy and healthy and awake. You can see that I look pretty tired today. We went to bed at about 2:30 last night. I don't know, my son just lays there, will not sleep, and it just drives me up the wall, and I don't get hardly any sleep. I think I got about 6 to 8 hours last night, but it's been catching up. This week has been like the week of no sleep. So yes, I look extremely tired. Depending on what my skin looks like before I put the concealer on, I will do a base sometimes of something. I did use the Redness Rescue Cream today, which I'm just about out of, like a few pumps left. This is great for counteracting redness. My skin was a lot more red. It still is kind of red, but the concealer will cover all that up. So I did use this to cover up some redness, and then I also layered on top the De Mamiel Excel Daily Hydrating Nectar, which is a tinted SPF, so it's got my SPF in it. It helps tint and blur the skin just a little bit, but as you can see, it doesn't really give any coverage. My skin still looks blotchy and uneven, and I got dark circles going on, and pigmentation, and some breakouts and things like that. So I'm going to do the swatches right now, so you can see the colors of the concealers. Okay, so I cannot see myself in the viewfinder, so I'm gonna have to hope that I'm in focus and that you can actually see. But these are the shades from C1 to C5. As you can see, C3 is the closest match for me. The shade range is described as C1 is fair, C2 is light, C3 is medium, C4 is tan, C5 is deep. I would actually consider C3 to be more of a light shade than a medium shade. I'm light in pretty much every foundation that I use. Like, that's the name of the shade that I use, is light in some form. So I would really consider C3 to be more of a light neutral shade in my opinion, with C2 being just sort of like a fair to light, and then C1 being like a fair. C5 I wouldn't really consider deep. It's not the deepest of skin tones, as you can see, but this is just a beginning shade range. I'm hoping that she will come out with more, because this is a fabulous formula, and I would really love everyone to give it a try. So these again are the swatches. Okay, so now that we've got the swatching of the shades underway, I'm going to demo half of my face first, so you can actually see the coverage, you can see what it looks like versus what my skin looks like On the other side, as you saw, I've had some active breakouts this week, like a lot, especially under my jawline, like all hormonal stuff. The sides of my forehead have been pretty bad. Today I woke up and because I've gotten a little bit more sleep last night than I have the rest of the week, my skin did heal a little bit, so it's looking a little bit better today. But as you saw from the swatches, my skin is not perfect. It never is gonna be. I'm pretty real with you guys about what my skin looks like. So I'm gonna show you what this half of my face looks like with C3 as my foundation, basically, and then C2 works perfectly under the eyes as a brightener and a concealer for under the eyes. The sun is going in and out, so the color may change a little bit. What I especially like to do with this foundation is use a beauty blender. This one specifically is the Hint Beauty Blender. It works perfectly for blending out the foundation. I was using it for under the eyes for a little bit, but I was finding that it was really hard to get into those sort of like tight spaces. So I did pick up the Real Techniques Mini Miracle Sponge, or whatever you want to call them. The Hint Sponge, Miracle Sponge, I have no idea. My beauty blender sponge, makeup sponge. But I really like the Hint one. That one works really well. And then the Real Techniques one for under the eyes works perfectly. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I'm going to start with C3 and then I go on with C2 after my base is complete. So like I said, again, I've got the Redness Rescue Cream and a tinted SPF. That's all that I've got on my face. I like to do in sections too. I don't immediately go and, like, you know, swatch the whole face. I start in sections. So let's start with sort of like the chin area. And I like that it's super buildable. You know, you can use as much or as little as you need depending on how good your skin looks that day. A little bit on my nose, get that half of my nose. Forehead area. And when my skin is looking halfway decent, that's really all the coverage that I like to do. It looks really natural, really sort of like dewy and glowy, but it makes my skin look even and good. Like here is the one side without it. You can see I've got a lot of melasma, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and on this side, it's like evened out. I mean, my skin still looks like my skin, it just looks like better skin. It doesn't look like blotchy or red. I got a zit up here on my eyebrow, and that has been super fun to deal with. But yeah, my skin just looks really good. You can see the difference on each side. So that's really, I think, all I'm going to do on this side, and then I'm going to do C2 underneath my eyes. And then we're going to do, maybe I'll zoom you in for that one. Even with the baby sponge, I still have trouble sometimes. I'm not a sponge pro. I've only recently just started using sponges, so they're still sort of like a new concept to me. I just found that using the sponge was the best way. I tried to use a brush, you know, I tried to use my fingers, and I just really preferred the sponge. So there is one eye compared to the other. You can really see the difference in the face, really see how deep my under eye circles really are. This one compared to this one really brightened it up. It could still probably use a little bit. Maybe I'll just go back over with just like a tiny bit in like this area. That's really where like the major darkness is. So yeah, there is one eye compared to the other, half of my face compared to the other half. You can really see the difference. Here's more farther out shot. I just really love it. It really just like brightens, makes the skin look like skin, only better skin. I love using this stuff as foundation. It just, sometimes I don't even need to set it. Sometimes I'll throw a little bit of my Clove and Hollow powder foundation over top if I feel like I need more coverage, or I'll just use like a translucent setting powder to sort of like set it a little bit, but you don't even really need to. I haven't before. It sort of just depends how I feel on any given day. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other half of my face, just sped up so you guys can see. And then we will talk again. Alright, so there is both sides of my face. Sometimes I have a hard time getting my eyes to be like even, brightly evened. I think I did a decent job. So yeah, that is pretty much everything that I got for this video. I love this concealer. It is a little bit pricey at $42 per bottle, but honestly, this stuff is like magic. I love this so much. It has become like my favorite foundation lately. It just makes my skin look like my skin, but better. It just makes me look more awake. It covers up my acne like really well. Covers up discoloration, redness. I love this stuff, and honestly, when I'm out of these, I would gladly pay $42 per bottle because they're awesome. I hope that they last a long time. Each one is 6.2, it says milliliter grams, 0.21 ounces. So I hope I get a few months use out of them at least, but I mean, I'm not a consistent makeup wearer. I wear makeup basically on the weekends, sometimes once during the day, so at most I wear makeup like 3 days a week, so I don't wear makeup a ton. My makeup doesn't get used as fast. If you're a super consistent makeup user, you would probably use these up pretty quickly, would be my guess. But if you're sort of like me and you're really inconsistent with makeup, or you like to switch it up, which I do, sometimes I'll wear my Clove and Hollow, sometimes I'll wear my Sappho, sometimes I'll wear my Modern Mineral, so it's nice to have options depending on what my skin looks like that day, what I want my skin to look like that day. But when I want like a really easy, natural, like dewy, glowy, beautiful looking skin, this is what I reach for because it really just makes my skin look so good. It lasts all day. It doesn't like crease, as you saw for my eyes. It doesn't crease. Creaseless eye concealer. It lasts all day. It doesn't dry out my skin. It makes my skin look good literally all day long. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed. I will link a couple of places that you can get the Fitglow concealer. You can buy it on Beauty Heroes. You can get it on the Fitglow website. I'm not sure if the Detox Market has it, or Integrity Botanicals. I'm not sure who else has the concealers right now, but I will link you down to all the ones that I know about. So depending on where you like to shop, you can pick it up from wherever you like to shop from. So that's all I've got for this video today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the new Fitglow concealer, what your thoughts on it are. Yeah. Have you picked it up? Do you like it as much as I do? So that's all I've got, and I will see you guys in my next one.